what kind of a role does ego play in developing a fighter and making that fighter go from good to great to one of the GOATs?
Every jiu-jitsu gym I've been to, pretty much has a sign on the door that says, leave your ego at the door. Except ego's what's going to make you want to win. Like the amount of times early days I'd get submitted, or even now if I get submitted, I'm like, well, that's never happening again. That's my ego talking. That's my ego saying, no, I refuse to lose. I'll fix this. I'll come back better. Someone who hasn't got that isn't someone who wants to succeed. And that's the driving force of everything. Like if you any adversity you face, it's your ego that says that's never going to happen again, and you want to come back better.
Yeah.
The only problem I think that we can maybe confuse the word ego for being just a douchebag. Like you can keep you can have your ego and you can want to succeed and everything like that. But if you are then someone who just like wants to act like an asshole to people, then people, oh yeah, his ego's getting in the way. No, it's not. Like he's just a bad person, or she's just a bad person.
So it's more about harnessing your ego for the greater good, or for your own good.
Your greater good. Yeah, you want to. I mean, we have fulfillment in our lives. Especially if you are a sports person, an athlete, or someone who wants to succeed in career. It's your ego that what drives you. It's interesting. Like you talk about MMA, the likes of Paulo Costa and John Jones and Conor and people like that. They'll say stuff like, like John used to say, I used to get wrecked like the night before a fight. Like used to get like blackout drunk. Like when Paulo Costa lost to Izzy, he said he like downed bottles of wine the night before. And you think, they're obviously not stupid people. Like this is your biggest fight of your life. It's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you're downing bottles of wine or like cocaine or whatever. And you think, why would you risk it? And it's because they're trying to create a backdoor for their ego. Because if they fail and they are peak condition, completely sober, everything like that, they lost. That's going to hurt their ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they can turn around and go, actually, no, I was drunk. I was, I'd stayed up all night partying or something like that before the fight. That's why I lost. Like Conor was like pretty good at it. Like, he'd say like before what I think there was at the Khabib fight or something, like he'd hurt his foot or whatever. And they come into the fight injured. Oh no, it's my foot that caused the issue. Or John's another example, someone who get out, completely drunk. I mean, I know this for example, like when I used to compete a lot when I was younger, when I became better, like purple belt, brown belt, I'd enter open weight divisions and open belt divisions. So like even as
so open weight is any weight categories, right?
Yeah. So as in, talking a few years ago, some competitions you wouldn't have many people at upper levels competing, and so if you wanted to fight, you'd have to maybe make some adjustments, shall we say. So I remember fighting as a purple belt, like 82 kilos, 83 kilos, at like 100 kilo black belts. And
Shit.
When you think at that point, my ego's at the level where it's giving me a back door. If I win, I just beat a bunch of 100 kilo black belts. If I lose, well, I'm an 80 kilo purple belt fighting 100 kilo black belts. What do you expect? Like, it kind of gives you that kind of underdog feeling. And I did win a couple of times, and I hold on to those. And the amount of times I hear that of other people, like they would purposely just fight bigger dogs or get out drunk and stuff like that. It's amazing how many of these little weird coping mechanisms you create to try and like justify loss to yourself.
Yeah. Do you think people do that in life as well then?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's easy to. I think when you're settled into a job or something like that, it's easy to kind of coast, and you're your ego's not going to affect it too much. But when you start maybe pushing yourself further and you start to become more visible, I think is the moment. Like if it's just you and no one cares, your ego's in check. But it's when you are visible to other people, then you're more likely to start doing daft stuff to try and give yourself an out when you lose in front of people and go, well, why did that happen? Well, this, and oh, okay, that's why you lost. Yeah, but you can't do it to yourself.